All right, cool. Let's bring it home with
top tips.
Yeah, a couple rapid fire questions for you. Do you think it's necessary to have video in your UX portfolio?
I think it helps. In the same way, like 15 years ago, having a responsive site would be, oh, this is responsive. I think having videos is like, yeah, I think if you're an interaction designer, product designer, having the interaction visible on your site, I think helps.
How about this question for you? Do you think you should put the project that you're the most proud of or your most recent? How should you organize your portfolio?
Put your best work on there, and whatever that is, because you need to show, like, because the thing is, the most recent project you work on may not actually be that good because of just, you have to get something done. Like, there's stuff which I've worked on recently, which is not great, but in the constraints is you have to get through it. So, but I wouldn't necessarily advertise that I did that because it wasn't a great solution. So put your best work. So I remember when I was in university, when we used to have leather-bound portfolios, and as a graphic designer, they say what work you should put. They say someone would say put your best work in the front, and then a really good piece in the middle, and one at the end. And the now late creative director of the BBC, who was like one of our course things, he goes, "No, you put your best project is the first one, your best project is the second one. Every project,
it should just be." Yeah, I think that's
you should not have weak projects in there, because if you're unconfident about them, then you should drop them.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so one last question, and then we'll bring it home. Do you think UX researchers, so other end of the spectrum, not visual, would benefit from having a UX portfolio?
I think for outcomes, absolutely. Like, because the thing is, a lot of researchers work on stuff that trigger projects. You know, like a discovery they had led to a feature being redesigned, or a feature being launched, or a product being launched. So I think having the methodology and the stuff that they did, and this was the outcome, it shows that, because as a researcher, you're going to be interviewed by product people as well. So if they can see, oh, look, this person is being able to turn their research, which can sometimes be ambiguous, into something practical that can be applied into real world products. So absolutely, if you can. I mean, look, anything that you can do that shows the product and the process and the outcomes, again, I'm all about the impact. If you can demonstrate the impact clearly, then it shows that you're thinking about the design with an end goal rather than, rolling the dice and hoping for the best.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. Let summarize, what are your top tips? So if you scroll to the end of this episode and you just wanted some things to walk away with.
Think about the way you should make it. So, I mean, your portfolio is a product. So think about the best way, like what's your best possible product? Think about Wix and other site builders to do the heavy lifting for you. If you want to build something custom, think about finding a programmer from like Fiverr or wherever that can actually do a job properly. So you can actually think about designing the interactions really richly. Sorry, someone's doing drilling work near me, so that's really good timing. Think about widescreen, think about mobile, consider that accessibility, because some of the sites we saw, like the colors were a bit off. And because at the end, it's like, as a product designer, these things will stand out and scream at you, especially like if you're going for UX roles. And lean in with your visuals. Like, the first site was very visual, but you didn't see the visuals until a few clicks down. So, I think if you're a very visual, illustrative designer, then you should lean into that. And also, I need to work on my own site, so yes, I know.
Yeah, disclaimer, mine's literally not even a portfolio. So I've also moved more to the product world, so that's a totally different conversation that we can unpack on future episodes. But thanks, Mustafa, for kind of leading us through that. We'll link out to the article that just shows the top 21 from casestudy.club. Check out, there's like 21 examples on there. Obviously, we didn't have time to go through all of them. We picked 3. They're all great. I think you can pick and choose. It's really taking the top notch of already the best portfolios across the web and getting some inspiration, seeing what are the trends, what are the overlaps. But also, if you're interested in sharing your portfolio, send it over to us. We'd be happy to spend 5 minutes on an episode reviewing it and giving feedback in real time if you're open to that. We'll drop. Usually leave our email in the show notes as well, so we can add that as well. So if you want to get in contact with us, but yeah, that's it for Design Huddle today. tune in next week. And if you haven't done so, jump over to YouTube, smash the subscribe button, and we appreciate all the comments.